This sucks. We're gonna have to do it again. It'll be okay. It's gonna be okay. That's what I really thought, was it's gonna be okay.
Scared. All I could think about was my 4-year-old son and who was going to raise him. And that scared me, thinking he was growing up without me and I wouldn't be able to see him grow up.
I was done, because I thought we were just ending a battle of cancer with Mark, and mine was starting, but I was thankful that they caught it through my mammogram.
Just devastated. Just, I mean, it always happened to somebody else. And not you, and all of a sudden, here it is, you got cancer. No, well, okay. Then from that point, pretty quick, you just decided you got to do what they say. You do what they do. That's it.
I was 30 years old. I was devastated. I wanted to have another child, and it was out of the question because I had to do a hysterectomy.
Okay.
And I had lost family to cancer. My mother had cancer, and I didn't think I'd get it that young.
So the day that I found out that I had cancer was it'll be 3 years ago on February 11th. But the day I found out that it was cancer, they also removed it. I had an enclosed carcinoid tumor. So the biggest impact for me was that cancer took my lung away. They had to remove my full left lung.
I was in there by myself with the doctors and the oncologist, and I broke down. I lost it completely. And the doctor looked at me and he said, okay, you do this here, and then when you go back in that room, that's it. You don't do it. So I lost myself for a little bit, and about 5 minutes I sat there and cried, and then went back in the room, and that was it. And I've just dealt with it day by day since then.
Many different stages. The first stage was denial and not accepting it. I found out on January 1st, Happy New Year's. I found out by accident too. I had an accident that led them into finding it. I actually went for 3 different opinions to make sure that what I was being told was correct, because I just went into denial. I knew I had the possibility in my life of getting it because I've lost 2 grandmothers and my father's had it, so it took a little while to come to grips with it, but I did, and got it taken care of. Here we are 5 years later. So.
Especially when we did the Relay for Life, I got a lot of, hey, I'm not in this by myself. There's a lot of people out there that cancer impacts, and I'm glad I have that support with those people, because it's going through hell.
Everything. I became a volunteer, I think it was about 1954, and Rochester, Minnesota, and it was great. We went around to all the schools and talked to the children about why you shouldn't smoke, and we took them down to the Mayo Clinic and showed them a lung from smoking, and it was fun. It was exhilarating. Went all the way to country schools, and my husband became the co-chairman for the state in '57, and then the chairman for '59 for the American Cancer Society.
As a survivor for Relay for Life, I almost felt unworthy, because I saw all these people who went through the chemo and the radiation and the treatments, and I didn't have to do any of that. But it made me feel good that I was able to participate because I was alive, even though I didn't have to go through all of that.
And it makes me feel like cancer doesn't control me. I have some control over fighting against it, and anything that I can do to fight against it, I enthusiastically grasp on that. And so I'm really grateful that there is American Cancer Society and Relay for Life, and just encouraging people to not just sit down and accept it and not just to lie back and let cancer take you away.
Well, it's funny because the way I became involved with it was at the last Best Buy store that I worked at. Kim was the head of the Relay for Life for the Orlando area, and she lost a brother to cancer and got very active in it, and it's something I've never even really thought about. And I helped her out with it, and I've really enjoyed it. And since coming to this store, I made sure that we participated in it, whether it was Leesburg or the Lady Lake one, but we've always participated in the Relay for Life. It's kind of personal for me, and when you do that survivor lap, it really hits you.
Would be euphoria. Would be because so many people in my life have been
relieved. It would be so great, because once you've had cancer, you think about every little ache and every little pain, and to know that there was a cure, the worry would be gone. There would be no worry. And when, like Martha, my sister, she came up to me and said, "Man, you know, I've got a lump," I wouldn't have to worry about her as much. I would know that, well, it's okay, there's a cure. It would be a relief.
In the meantime, my younger sister called and said, "You know what, I was playing golf and I noticed that I have a discharge and this is really scaring me because of what's going on with you." And my sister never had a mammogram before. And she said, "I'm scheduling an appointment this week and I'm going to go and have it." And she did. And thank God she did, because hers came back with cancer. And I was very fortunate. I had my lumpectomy in June and everything is clear right now. I'm having some issues with my other breast, but I feel very fortunate at this point. And my sister, they caught it at the earliest stage they could. She's had her lumpectomy and she's taken her radiation, and I feel really fortunate. If it hadn't been for the relay, I may have put it off for a lot longer than I should have. And if it hadn't happened to me, my sister would have never had her mammogram. And so it may have saved both of our lives.
Cancer would be, I mean, it affects the little children too, and that's the sad part when you go up there and you see, you know, here I'm 60 years old, lived a great life, and then you got some little 9-year-old kid that's got it, and oh man, that's sad. But no, cancer-free world would be fantastic. Yeah.
When we went to the Deliver the Dream, there was an activity where we picked a picture that spoke to us, and then we told about the picture. My picture was of a little boy sitting in a room looking out of a window. At that point, that's how I thought that his life was going to be, is he was going to have to sit in his room and look out a window with his shunt and everything. But now I realize that he doesn't have to do that. A world without cancer would be no windows. There'd be no rooms for him to have to stay in. He would be free.
To lose a family member and watch them suffer. It's bad enough when you have cancer, but when you lose a loved one and you have them in your home, and you take care of them, and you hold them while they're dying of cancer, it's hard. So I would love to see a world without cancer.